Hello, everyone. This is Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. And I'm so glad to be here. It's been a while since I've been able to do a audio commentary. I've been so distracted and doing some other creative things. So I'm looking forward to this. But what's inspired me is about football. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. And there's some things, I'm always analyzing, society. And the title of my expressive commentary is called NFL Fan Base. It's not your daddy's anymore. Right? It's like, okay. I'm struggling with this sometimes. I just want to just smack the crap out of people just acting so silly. But, we can't. I've noticed a different society of fans in NFL football. It seems to be like many self-defeatists. Reminds me of the elections of uninformed voters screaming out misinformation. I remember a seminar I attended called How to Deal with Difficult People, which pointed out basically generational differences. Okay, let me break this down for you. Baby boomers. Baby boomers were born between 1946 and 1964. Okay, Gen X, that's me. Gen X was born between 1965 and 1970, 1980. It's currently between 41 and 56 years old. 65.2 million people in the United States are Gen X. Aha, that's me. Gen Y. Gen Y, or the millennials, were born between 1981 and 1994, etc. And then you got the Gen Z. Gen Z is the newest generation, born between 1997 and 2012. Okay, up to current. Well, there's my answer, right? Generational differences. Today, we have like a right now entitlement. Just doesn't work like that in football, people. Oh, there I go. I'm the Gen X, right? Gen X is when, in my day, I know it sounds like it's 100 years ago, but it really wasn't. That when I started taking my office classes, I was like in the 7th grade. And I started on manual typewriters. No electricity, right? I was a badass. And then went back to school the next year and we had electric typewriters. And then we had these types of big, gigantic, big box type things that had big floppy disk. And then, we graduated to computers. But the point, okay, people, the point is that when you have Gen X, that we've been able to navigate, adapt, because there were more changes in our generation, extreme changes when it came to technology, when it came to healthcare, when it came to social issues, voting. There's a lot of things that happened during our time that we have been forced to adapt. Remember back in the 1990s when we had this revolution that single parents have rights too? Because really, I was a single parent and didn't have any rights. A black woman didn't have any rights, right? I needed a man to help sign an application for me to get a home or to rent an apartment or to get a credit card. We've made a lot of changes. So good changes, but guess what? Not enough. But there are generational changes. We know so much shit. We know just about everything. And we should. So you need to listen to us. But again, us as Gen X people understand that we are also patient and that we understand other generations more than you think. We really do. We have a lot of patience. and we're open-minded. Because guess what? Our children are the Gen Y. Our grandchildren, they're the Gen Z. So we have to be patient. So anyway, I was thinking about today, and I'm going to repeat this again, go back to my thoughts, that right now we do have this entitlement type of society, self-entitled. And what that means is that we are dealing with human beings and not swipe challenges, right? And try to explain that to another generation that's younger than us, when they have been basically raised with a tablet in their hand. That's all they know. But the point is that football doesn't work like a side swipe challenge. It just doesn't. I remember when I read a novel when I was in high school, or junior high actually, and the name of the book was called War and Peace. War and Peace. I wasn't a fan of the book. I really wasn't. And, I went to this country school, of course. And, of course, the top heads were conservatives. I didn't know anything about that in that day. But the point is, you didn't see any blacks on the school board. So the point I'm trying to make is that, what they try to do is really indoctrinate, us black kids. Didn't know what the hell that meant. But then there's some things that we were able to learn and take with us. And not that I'm saying that was a really good tool to use, but then a lot of things, we do learn, some social skills and some skills on how to adapt. But the person who wrote the book was a Russian. And what was interesting, I'm basing this basically about breaking down things strategically, okay? Which I'm going to break this analogy down that I compare to today's game. 27-13, Cowboys win, versus Titans loss. Seems to be such a great oversight in the winning of the game, right? It seems like to be so much oversight into winning the game. Just practical, common sense, structured processing, win, loss, simple. We want to win. So with this oversight of winning the game and more into not factual stats, but with impulse expressing, damn interception Dak threw, or he's ass. And the shout outs of expletives at players who don't play perfectly to every effing play. Fire him. Okay. And the list goes on and on with violent reactions. Now, look, in my day, yes, and I'm saying in my day, which again wasn't long ago, you shouted out, yeah, you screamed, yeah. But today it's like, I want to physically punch you in the damn face. I mean, it's so extreme that how that becomes unhealthy is that check your blood pressure. How do you feel about the person sitting next to you that is in opposition of what you believe in? If we have a society that doesn't have respect for, politicians or human beings for looking different, acting different, choosing the way that they want to live, then you got people who feel that they are entitled to say and do what they want. So it's reflective in the game of football, people's bad behavior. Again, I refer back to your grandpa's football is not like today, is it? Lord forbid he would roll over in the grave. And by the way, can you imagine these kind of people today attending a junior high school game? Oh, wait for it. They do attend junior high school games. And there's some extreme things that are going on there where, more police are required, to be there to secure people. And If you're very fortunate to get an officer that is decent and nice and friendly, but it's a lot of mistrust. And kids know that. And Gen Z know that. And then again, we wonder, why is Gen Z like that? Or Gen Y? Or even Gen X? And the baby boomers are all guilty, right? I sit there and I just want to try to enjoy a game. Even if we're not playing perfect, I want to enjoy. I remember watching a football game when there was no such thing as internet. Think about this. And yes, facts did matter. But also as fans, we believed in positive energy, right? We were excited. We were happy. We got our little, baskets of food or whatever took with us, or was excited about going to the concession stand, just a camaraderie, right? Getting together, getting with other people and shouting for your team, having something in common for a team. And we believed in positive energy. We believed that the fabric of winning is in the cheer for your team. It's why we buy tickets. And the sequential screams with thousands and thousands of people around. Energy means everything. AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas was built on the fact that the acoustics should accentuate the noise of screaming fans. The energy. The knee-jerk reaction today, the knee-jerk impromptu today, is to shoot for doom versus allowing the brain to process conflict versus resolution. And the loyalty that we will believe in ourselves will win the game. Because of our loyalty, that we will win attitude. What's more telling is how it starts first, with the mental health of people behind the fan base. I'm going to repeat that. What's more telling is how it starts first, with the mental health of people behind the fan base. These are my thoughts. This is Rhonda's Lovely Sparks. Until tomorrow, I will have my watch parties in my house. Peace. I'm out.